Some say time moves like a river. But what if time is more like a breath, rising, falling, expanding through vast epochs of consciousness? In the shadowed corridors of time, where history becomes myth and myth becomes memory, there lies an ancient riddle: what happens when the stars change their song? For thousands of years, astrologers, mystics, and sages have whispered of a great turning, an age of Aquarius, a time unlike any before it. Not just a date in a calendar. Not merely a shift in culture or politics. No. This is a revolution in perception itself. A reorientation of human consciousness toward an entirely new frequency. But here's the secret most don't know: the age of Aquarius isn't coming. It has already begun. And yet, despite what popular media might suggest, this isn't simply an age of technology or utopia. It's not just peace, love, and psychedelic nostalgia. No, the true nature of this Aquarian age is far more complex, far more esoteric. It is a time of great unveiling. Apocalypse, from the Greek apokalypsis, doesn't mean destruction. It means revelation. So, what will be revealed? And what must we become to survive, and thrive, in this new aeon? Tonight, we begin the journey through the veils of time, tracing the celestial tides that shape our inner and outer world. We'll unravel ancient teachings, lost prophecies, and subtle energies that speak not to the mind, but to the soul. Welcome, Seeker. Let us begin. Imagine the heavens not as a backdrop, but as a living manuscript, its letters formed by constellations, its words shaped by planetary rhythms. This celestial language has been read by mystics and sages for millennia, not with telescopes, but with the eye behind the eye, the awakened inner vision. At the heart of this mystery lies the Great Year, a vast, 25,920-year cycle caused by the Earth's slow wobble on its axis, known as precession. As the planet tilts and turns, the backdrop of stars behind the rising sun shifts. Every 2,160 years, the sun rises in a new constellation at the spring equinox. These are the astrological ages, 12 immense epochs, each ruled by the essence of a different zodiac sign. We are now in the twilight of the age of Pisces, the age of belief, sacrifice, and illusion. For over 2,000 years, this Piscean era dominated humanity's spiritual landscape. With the rise of organized religion, the exaltation of saviors, and the painful dualism between spirit and matter. It was an age of devotion, but also of delusion. Faith was light, but it also cast long shadows of dogma. But now, the stars have shifted. We stand at the threshold of the age of Aquarius, the water-bearer, not a symbol of emotion or the past, but of knowledge, illumination, and collective awakening. Aquarius is ruled not by a soft, emotional tide, but by the electric pulse of Uranus, the awakener. The rebel. The lightning strike of sudden truth. And herein lies the paradox. Though Aquarius is an air sign, its symbol is the water-bearer, a being who pours waters not of the body, but of spirit and mind. This is not the water of emotion, but of transmission, living currents of truth meant to awaken the masses from slumber. The ancients understood that each age does not begin with a date on a calendar, but with a shift in energy, subtle at first, then undeniable. Like the dawn, the light creeps in before the sun is ever seen. Some say this transition began in the 20th century, marked by the birth of the Internet, the breakdown of hierarchies, the rise of global consciousness. Others say the true threshold lies still ahead. But most astrologers agree, we are in the cusp of ages, a time of overlap where the old Piscean dreams crumble as the Aquarian codes activate. But what does this really mean for us? What awaits humanity in the full flowering of this new cosmic hour? To answer that, we must go deeper, into the teachings of the mystery schools, the voices of forgotten prophets, and the hidden energies of Aquarius itself. To understand Aquarius is to understand a paradox, a strange, shimmering archetype that dances between extremes. It is at once the most visionary and the most detached, the most collective and the most individualistic, the most advanced yet the most ancient. It is alien and angel both. The energy of Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the sky god of ancient myth, also known to the Greeks as Auranas, the divine mind beyond time. Uranus does not whisper gently. It strikes like lightning, shocking, disruptive, catalytic. Its mission: liberation, revelation, revolution. Under Aquarian influence, systems break down. Truths are unveiled. The veils of illusion are torn apart like storm clouds rent by thunder. Think of Prometheus stealing fire from the gods, bringing forbidden knowledge to humanity. This is the Aquarian mythos, illumination, even if it burns. Aquarius is the water-bearer, yes, but what is this water? It is gnosis. Living knowledge, not held in books, but flowing through intuition, synchronicity, dream, and symbol. It is the water of higher mind, poured not into vessels of power, but into the hands of the people. In this age, the sacred is decentralized. No more priests between the soul and the divine. No more kings to crown our dreams. Each soul becomes its own light. In esoteric teachings, such as those from Alice A. Bailey and the Theosophical tradition, Aquarius is seen as the age of the seventh ray, the ray of ceremonial order, magic, and synthesis. It is the time when spirituality and science, the mystic and the technologist, the ancient temple and the quantum lab, will all merge into a new holistic paradigm. Bailey, writing under the guidance of the mysterious Tibetan teacher Djwhal Khul, spoke of this age as one where group consciousness would replace individual ego. The lone guru dissolves. The age of the group soul begins. We see it now, don't we? In the rise of digital networks, global movements, decentralized platforms, and collaborative consciousness. But this is only the echo of a far deeper change. The rewiring of human thought itself. Aquarius governs the higher mind, a bridge between intuition and intellect. In this age, those who learn to think in symbols, in patterns, in frequencies, will not just survive, they will lead. And so the question must be asked. Are you prepared to upgrade your mind? To leave behind not just outdated systems, but outdated thought forms? To tune your inner being to a more refined, more radiant frequency? For in the age of Aquarius, ignorance is no longer just a limitation. It becomes a danger. Only awakened minds can navigate what comes next. Before the new can rise, the old must fall. And the age of Pisces, that once glorious dream of spiritual devotion and sacrificial love, is now fading like mist at sunrise. But its departure is not peaceful. It is a crumbling, a reckoning, a dissolving of illusions so deeply woven into the fabric of our civilization that we hardly recognize them for what they are. Pisces, ruled by Neptune, is the dreamer, the mystic, the poet, the martyr. It gave us the great religions, the exaltation of saviors, and the yearning to transcend the material world. It was an age of blind faith, and of beautiful lies. But Pisces has two fish. One swims upward toward divine union. The other spirals downward into fantasy, addiction, and escape. And so, in these final convulsions of the Piscean age, we see both faces. Spiritual awakening, and mass delusion. Global compassion, and blind fanaticism. A yearning for unity, and a drowning in division. As the Piscean current retreats, it takes with it the structures it built. Religions that once inspired now divide. Hierarchies built on blind obedience begin to collapse. The very idea of salvation, of being rescued by something outside of us, begins to feel hollow, outdated, even dangerous. We are witnessing the death of the intermediary. No more priests between you and the divine. No more saviors to carry your cross. No more golden thrones that demand your loyalty in exchange for promises of paradise. This is why the collapse feels so chaotic. The Piscean age does not go quietly, it clings. It seduces with nostalgia. It whispers, "Come back. Trust. Obey. Believe." But Aquarius will not allow it. The old myths fracture. The sacred texts begin to be reinterpreted or discarded. Institutions once held as eternal begin to rot from within. This is not the end of spirituality, but the end of spiritual infantilization. And here lies the danger. In times of collapse, people seek comfort. They run to old gods, old flags, old lies. But those who cling to the past risk being swept away by the rising tide. Instead, the initiate must walk the razor's edge, between compassion and clarity, between love and liberation. You must grieve the old world, but not follow it into the abyss. Pisces dissolves. Aquarius electrifies. The ocean recedes. The lightning falls. And the question echoes again, like thunder in your soul. Can you stand in the storm and remember who you truly are? In the sacred texts of ancient Egypt, there was a saying. As above, so below. As within, so without. The age of Aquarius is not simply happening around us. It is unfolding through us, one awakening mind at a time. But awakening in this era is not a single event. It is an initiation. And as with all true initiations, it demands more than curiosity. It demands transformation. In mystery schools from Delphi to Tibet, initiates were tested. Not with mere riddles or symbolic rites, but through the fire of inner change. They had to unlearn everything they thought they knew. They had to pass through death, not of the body, but of the ego. And now, you are being asked the same. The Aquarian initiation begins with the mind, but does not end there. This is not intellectual knowledge, not facts, not trivia. This is cosmic literacy, learning to read the patterns of energy, to feel the pulse of the collective soul, to tune into the global frequency and know, I am part of this. I am not separate. In the age of Aquarius, the initiate becomes a light in the network. Imagine the world as a vast grid of consciousness, each awakened being a luminous node, each thought a pulse, each act of integrity a signal. This is not fantasy, it is spiritual infrastructure. It is what the mystic scientist Teilhard de Chardin called the noosphere, a planetary mind emerging through us. But to become that light, you must first clear the static. Detach from the false narratives, the fear programming, the victimhood scripts. Release the idea that truth is owned by the powerful or that wisdom lies only in the past. Instead, cultivate the 3 keys of the Aquarian initiate. 1. Discernment over dogma. Aquarius demands clarity. In an age of information overload, your greatest protection is not belief, but discernment. Learn to feel resonance. Truth has a frequency. 2. Sovereignty over submission. The old age rewarded obedience. The new age demands sovereignty. You are your own authority now. Not isolated, but integrated, a sovereign cell in a living cosmic organism. 3. Service over self-glory. Paradoxically, Aquarius teaches that the highest form of individuality is service to the whole. Not sacrifice, but symbiosis. As G.I. Gurdjieff taught, the true aim is to wake up, grow up, and show up, for the good of all. This is the quiet revolution of the Aquarian age, not riots in the street, but revolutions in consciousness. Not power seized through force, but power reclaimed through alignment. You, seeker, are being invited into a new spiritual archetype. Not the priest, not the prophet, but the catalyst. A living conduit of insight, compassion, and clarity. And as you awaken, you ignite others. As you learn to hold the current, you strengthen the whole. This is how the new world is built, one awakened soul at a time. The age of Aquarius is not waiting for permission. It is already humming in the circuitry of your life. In the synchronicities, in the inner callings, in the sense that something deeper is awakening within you. But without practice, even the highest vision remains just a dream. To truly embody the Aquarian current, we must anchor it in the body, the breath, the daily rhythm of our lives. So what can you do, practically, to align with this new frequency? 1. Create your inner signal, the breath of attunement. Begin each day with intentional breath. Aquarius governs the air element, not just communication, but the breath of mind, the subtle winds of consciousness. Technique. Sit in stillness. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. This is known as box breathing, used by mystics and warriors alike to stabilize the mind and expand awareness. As you breathe, visualize yourself as a luminous transmitter, sending clarity, calm, and coherence into the collective field. 2. Cultivate the higher mind, the practice of mental hygiene. In a sea of disinformation, mental clarity is sacred. Technique. Each morning or evening, ask yourself, what beliefs am I holding that no longer serve the future I wish to live in? What information have I consumed today, and how did it affect my energy? Write it down. Purge falsehood. Strengthen truth. Practice conscious media fasting, a day per week without news, social media, or external input. Let your inner voice rise. 3. Build the network, conscious community as spiritual practice. Aquarius is the age of networks, not empires. To awaken is not to isolate, it is to interconnect. Technique. Find or form a circle of practice, even if just 2 or 3. Meditate together, share insights, practice collective intention setting. These spiritual pods are the new temples, distributed, decentralized, divine. 4. Serve the grid, random acts of awakening. Aquarian service is not about grand gestures. It is subtle, strategic, energetic. Technique. Each week, do something anonymous and intentional to elevate someone's reality, share knowledge, uplift a stranger, silently bless a place of suffering. These are not just good deeds, they are spiritual technology, pulsing light through the matrix of human consciousness. 5. Anchor the future now, rituals of alignment. The Aquarian age teaches us, the future is not something we wait for. It is something we become. Technique. Create a simple ritual, daily or weekly, where you symbolically step into the future self you are becoming. Light a candle. Speak an affirmation. Stand as if already embodying the mind, clarity, and compassion of the new aeon. In closing, remember this. The age of Aquarius will not be given to us. It must be claimed, lived, transmitted. You are not just witnessing a shift in time. You are the shift. The old age dies in illusion. The new age is born in you. So take your place, light-bearer. Breathe the air of awakening. And pour the waters of truth upon the earth.